If you're new here, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome back. Don't think anyone's in the. Well, it says I have two people, one of which is me on the tablet. And I don't know who the other person is because they haven't said anything in the chat. So today I am going to get started on these 5 rolls of dimes and then seeing how they fit into the books. But we'll wait a while to see if anyone shows up. For those who might be watching this later, I don't know how many people watch my lives later, but if you are, we'll take a look at the last 2 weeks. On Thursday afternoons, we'd been doing Canadian nickels. And this page is 1965 to 1981. And we didn't get a rabbit nickel. We didn't get the 1970 low mintage. And we didn't get the high 7, which is a misprint of the regular 1977 second 7. 82 to 1999, we got a lot of them. We're only missing 5. And this is 2000 to 2012, and we're only missing 4 on that page. So the rolls had a fair amount of modern nickels. And these are the nickels I found from 1922 to 1964. And considering the first thought was that these were nickels sent to Iowa by my great-grandfather who was a citizen of Saskatchewan at the time, I think our results kind of shoot that down a bit, as the real heavy results start in the 50s and early 60s. You can see I have a few from the 40s. And then this runs through 64. These are blanks down here, and I put 3 newer coins that didn't have a place in my other nickel book on here, and I got the Cayman Island 10-cent piece, which was a interesting find in a roll of Canadian nickels. So given the fact that I didn't find any US coins, I assume this means that these were probably rolled in Canada, but I don't know. It's interesting, though, to get that Cayman Island one. And we are apparently now down to 1 person watching, which is me. So we must be doing well. We'll give it a few more minutes and see if anyone shows up. I had fairly good turnout the first on the nickels, so, but you know, having lives was always, when you're not a big name, is always a little bit of a crapshoot as to whether or not you'll get anyone joining in. So, just so no one is bored on the future viewings, you'll notice down in the description there's a few links. 508 Magnets is Tuesday afternoons, 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central. 508 Magnets is searching through U.S. quarters. He's usually a magnet fisher and recently also picked up a metal detector, but he lives in Massachusetts and it's winter, so he has been doing coin roll hunting as well. And doing all the state quarters and the U.S. parks. Also on that list of links, there's a link to my 300 subscriber giveaway, which is currently going on through February 2nd. If you have not checked that out, please do so, but note it is a subscriber appreciation giveaway, so you have to be a subscriber in order to... Alley Cat Treasures, Tim is here. I just thought I'd end up talking to myself all day. Well, it is good to have you here, Tim. I was just talking, trying to fill the time, hoping someone would show up. I took a look at what nickels I got into the book. These are all the nickels that were repeats. You're on lunch. That makes you Pacific time, I would guess. If you want to take a look, if you want me to open back up the nickel books, I'll go over what I found in the last couple weeks. Otherwise, we can get started with the dimes. Yeah, that's all the repeats. We managed to find a fair amount. Well, not a whole lot of real vintage nickels. Some 50s and 60s, but nothing older than that. And then managed to find a little bit spotty, but a lot from 2012 back to 65. With the exception of the one coin which I wanted, which was the rabbit nickel. Ah. Well, that would make sense. I sort of do that at my work too. I have to take my break for lunch when I get a chance to, depending on what I have shipping that day or what I have to build, so. Two people watching, 3 thumbs up. Well, we might as well get started. Anyone that watches this on replay can join in later. The 2 books I have are actually number 2 and 3. I don't expect anything before 1937, and then this one runs through 2013, but as you can see, there's a lot of blanks. So, horses take priority to my stomach, I see. So, let's set the books aside for now and get started on the nickels. In case you weren't here when I started this a while back ago, well, 2 weeks ago, I got these from my cousins over Thanksgiving. I live in the U.S. I do not have this kind of normal access to Canadian currency, but they found it in a box, and we all sort of guessed maybe my great-grandfather, who lived in Saskatchewan for most of his life, maybe he had sent them down here, but they're definitely too late a vintage for that story to hold any water, so. Yeah, let's get started here and see if we get any silver. Come on, focus, will you? First coin off the bat is a 1968, which is the year. Some of them are silver and some of them are, what do they switch to? Half of them were made of nickel and were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. So this could be either silver or it could be nickel. Let's set that one aside. I can't believe no one else is joining. $19.89. And we'll estimate about there. $74. These dime dates are a lot smaller than the nickel ones. Yeah, the U.S. Philadelphia Mint seems to print coins for a lot of different places. I kind of surprised about that as well, but there's a whole line of nickels that have a P symbol on them for the Philadelphia Mint until they went back to the Royal Canadian Mints. So I'm not sure how uncommon or common it is, and we don't have any Canadians here. And the camera worked really nicely for the nickels, but not so much here. $19.98. Nickel dimes are going to go much slower if I have to take that kind of time to look at every date. May need to get. Ken Bob is here. We just started with the Canadian dimes. I have a 1968, which has a 50-50 shot at either being silver or being made of nickel and minted in Philadelphia. So I've set that one aside. Otherwise, we only got. And Johnny Small Pepper is here. I filled out a fair amount of my nickels. There's all my extras. And I can't exactly go to a Canadian bank down the street. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those. But so it's great to have Tim, Ten Bob, and Johnny Small Pepper here. And These dimes dates are too small for my old man eyes. Looks like another 1998. $1973. So, let's see here. Let's up everybody to moderators. That way you can click on each other's channels and go there and check them out. Or you can post links to your channel, however you want to do it. 1981. It's a 1990 something, but the final digit is marred, so we'll put that somewhere in the 1990s. And we have girls of Great Britain and Ireland. No, that's not that, is it? Yeah, it is. So that's the tiara, not the diadem, I think. I'm not so good at the crowns. 1985. It's another 1968. Well, I have a heavy duty magnet, or what do I have for a small magnet? We might as well know whether or not these are silver or nickel. And this magnet is strong enough to affect the coin. If it is magnetic, that one is from the Philadelphia Mint and is nickel, as is that 1968. So no question, I did not get silver. Yeah, like I said, I got these from my cousins over Thanksgiving, and no one knows for certain where they came from. They had a house fire a while back, and this was in one of the boxes they recovered from the house. But some of the stuff is very recent for coins on the nickels, so it's 1998 again. $1973. Let's see. Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. And is 1987. I sort of miss the nickels at these points because these are not as clear on the 1987. Let me see, we have once again the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. And in 1985. 1985. And it's the diadem, which means this is probably 1990s. 1994. And this is the uncrowned Elizabeth, so that would late 90s or 2000s, and we are on 2009. Back to the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, but another 1989. $1980. Most of these are going to have the blue nose. I think that's the name of the ship on the back of them. There is a few commemoratives in here, but not many. $1994. We're back down to 3 people. Apparently, this has not been terribly exciting. On the nickels, the initials are on the reverse side. I do not know on the dimes where they are at. I'll have to look that up. It's a good question. I wish I had an answer for you. $1979. Yeah, I can't either. $1974. $1968. $1971. Well, at least we're getting late 60s, early 70s. I was hoping for a little bit older than that, but, you know. You get coins as a gift, and what can you expect, I guess? 1972. $1973. Other than coins that I have gotten in giveaways, I have not really collected up to this point. So these are my first blue books that I've ever bought. I don't know if you have blue books in the UK. It's what Whitman puts out. $1987. And I'm not sure. Alley Cat may have ended his lunch and had to get back to work, and I don't hear anything from Johnny Smallpeppers, so. Okay. Whitman seems to have, yeah, we're down to 2 people, and one of them is me, so I think it's just you and me here this week. 2006. Oh, Johnny Smallpepper is here. Yeah, collecting coins as a kid is a good way to get started and make a lifelong habit of it. Anything you get kids involved in, if they continue an interest past their teen years, are usually a good way to 1974. $1990. $1987. Yeah, I wish Dimebag Darren or Nick Molnar were here. I mean, they would know their Canadian coinage to help out, but there is a link down in the description for 508 Magnet, who on Tuesday, it would be evening for you. I think it'd be 10 p.m. UK time. He is sorting through quarters for state quarters and the national park quarters. So that might be of interest to you, and my shows have been more lively up to this point. His is, usually under 10, but he would always be glad for a new viewer for that. 73. $1993. I think I don't know if Johnny Smallpepper is aware of my giveaway or not, but yeah, live streams have to establish themselves in their time period, and in the U.S., this is a time period where you are mostly in the midway through your afternoon work, and so it's probably not terribly great in the U.S., but 79. Is this a 79? Yes. But I didn't want to do it in the evening. And make it too late for anyone in the UK. It's 77. So that's another, somewhere in the 2000s, 209. '83. $19.89. And it is currently 2:32 in Central Time Zone in the U.S., which is where I am at in Iowa. '76. And it is an uncrowned queen, which makes this another 2006. And it is a diadem. 1990. Yes, there is a state quarter for Iowa. I don't think we have a lock-picking engineer has joined us. We are going through Canadian nickels, which is showing a weak point for my camera phone. It doesn't work quite as well as it did for the nickels. 89 again. '86. We've had two heartbreakers so far. 1967 is when Canada started to switch over from silver to nickel. And the two I have are magnetic. 1967s are magnetic, so they were done in the Philadelphia Mint instead of the Royal Canadian Mint and not made of silver. '85. Almost done with the first roll. $1992. Let's see. Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. But it is 1983. These are all Canadian dimes, so they're worth a little less than US 10 cents. I don't know what the current conversion rate is. We have two bank rolls and 2 customer rolls. So let's go with another customer roll and hope for some better turnout here. When we approach the hour, I'll go over what I managed to find in nickels in case anyone is interested. 907 Outdoor Adventures has joined us. And you are now an administrator. So you can share any links or you can click on other people's channels. If you are on a PC, if you go over to the 3 dots on the right-hand side, you will see Go to Channel as your top option. If you are on a phone or a tablet, you can simply click on the name and it will give you the same options, which at the top includes Go to Channel. We have a Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. In case you're wondering why I know the crowns, it's simply that I've watched a lot of videos from Coin World UK, who '86. '74. '74. As a moderator, you can put his link in here if you want, 10 Bob. If you know how to look that up. As could anyone else, I suppose, as I've made all of you moderators other than the one spam that managed to sort his way in and get him self-axed. 2006. $2,000. It's another Girls of the UK and Ireland tiara. $1980. Well, that's the 70s, isn't it? We'll put that one at the top. And Lucky Katie and KR Experience is here. Welcome. And there is moderator status so that you can post your links or click on anybody and go to their channel. And we are sorting through Canadian dimes. Received these from my cousins who had found them in a box. And they decided to split them with me, and so I have these, and $74. And I'm hoping for some silver, but so far we have the closest we got. Lieutenant Edelman from Germany is here. So we have the UK, Portugal, and now Germany represented. I just want to say good evening. Hello, everyone. Well, hello to you, Lieutenant Emmelman. He is a gold prospector. Has some really interesting videos. $1998. That would be Diadem, wouldn't it? Yes, it is. $1975. Do we have the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland Tiara? This one is a bit scratched up on the back and is 1982. Ten Bob is a coin collector and occasionally does some outdoor videos and is from the UK. Lucky Katie and KR Experience are from Portugal and does a bit of urban exploring and showing off of Portugal, so that they have some really nice videos. $1986. Another Girls of Great Britain and Ireland Tiara. $76. $1982. $1980. Two heartbreakers for potential silver and nothing else even close. $78. And Dana Reed is here. I thought I had made a moderator previously, but apparently I've not. Yes, I do have, 3.5 rolls to go. There might still be something good in here. And as is, I'm filling out the book nicely. $1973. 1983. '92. '68. It's 1 and part of a year off. And that is the without crown Queen Elizabeth. So it's going to be in the 2000s. 2006. Girls of the UK and Ireland. Tiara 89. And Buscando con... Well, I'm not going to try that. My Spanish isn't so good. If you want to see Mexican coins, there's your channel to go to. Posting some great coin shots of Mexican coins on a regular basis. And Mexico has some really nice looking coins. $1973. $2001. $1981. Girls of the UK and Ireland tiara. 1968. Well, it's closer to silver. $1973. $1987. We got a diadem, which would make this late 80s, early 90s, I think. A little grungy. I don't see a date on it. This seems to be a commemorative coin of some sort. And we have the P for a mint mark there. 2002, and I cannot make out the first date on that commemorative. Too bad it's a little grungy on the backside, but that one is definitely going to have a place in the book even when it's a little dirty. We have the diadem and $94. We are approaching 1 hour. I really want to thank anyone who's stuck with me all this time. I'll finish off the second roll before we end. And Diggin' with Deej has joined us, who now has moderator status so she can go to anybody's channel and post her own if she'd like. I have a wide range of community members in here, from gold prospectors to urban explorers to coin roll hunters to members of the Locksport community. So 1983. I'm going to need to get some sort of magnifier, I think, to read these dates. 71. Some of them are real easy for me, some of them not so much, but I'm going to be 60 years old this year, so I guess my vision not being the greatest is to be expected. The Girls of Great Britain and Ireland Tiara. And 79. And the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland Tiara. Well, comparatively, yes. It's just, I've reached that age where certain deterioration starts to occur. 68. Thank you for catching the spam. That's the second time a spam artist has tried to sneak his way in. 89. There's what we have left of the second roll. Girls of Great Britain and Ireland Tiara. And 1983. Digging with Deej is from the US. She's an experienced metal detector, bottle digger, live host for live shows, paranormal searcher, I believe. All sorts of interesting things she has on her channel. Wow, that's good to know that you can read most of these. This camera's holding up pretty well for just a simple camera phone, or phone camera, or however the term. 2006. After we are done here, feel free to head over, if you have not done so already, and check out my giveaway video. I am doing a 300 subscriber giveaway. There's also links in there for 508 Magnet, who has been doing a search for state quarters and national park quarters on his channel, and he does those at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays, which would be about 10 p.m. in the UK or 11 p.m. in Europe. I think most of you can figure out the appropriate time zone changes. '89. Going to have to start a second column of '89s. If I remember right, that is called the blue nose. It is the common Oh, okay. Thank you for that correction. I remembered you had a video that went viral that had something to do with the paranormal. I just couldn't remember what it was. Glad to have you here to correct me. Girls of Great Britain and Ireland Tiara. And apparently 1989 was a popular year when these rolls were put together. '73, moving in the right direction. Ways into Adventure. Have to give you moderator status. Girls of Great Britain and Ireland Tiara. '77. Oh, I'll have my choices of which coin to put into the book for '80s and '70s and '80s, but hopefully these other rolls we '83. I would be worried about running late, except Southern Cross Prospecting didn't post anything as to having a video out today, so I'm not going to worry about that. And Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting has joined us, as has the Butcher's Block. I have a phone call I got to deal with, and then we'll deal the last 6 or 7 coins here. Hello? Okay, and is there going to be additional boxes with switchers or switches? Okay, the estimate for Hastings, Minnesota is $179.86. That's the whole thing. Well, 3 counting the switch. 86. Do you have a zip code? Oh, I thought you said it was 2 units. I got rid of the shipping page already, so I'll fill in the data. And what was Hastings zip code again? Yep. The one box with the broadcast dual switcher would be $72.99. Okay, for Albert Lee, the all-in-one with the switcher is $72.99, and with a server and a Skylight would bring that up to $115.60. Yeah, it's weird how they calculate those things. Yep. Okay, I am sorry for the interruption. I hope you kept yourselves entertained. We have 7 coins left here from the second roll, and then we will call it a day. Thank you all for showing up. $19.80. I am hoping for a laurel leaf queen amongst one of these coins. Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara is good enough to get a silver, though, so I'm not going to complain. And was that 787? Yes. I am not at this point right now. I am just sorting them to put them into the book. I don't have enough knowledge to really look at air details as I just happened to get these from my cousin, and that's why I have Canadian coins and why I use the title I did. And Kathy is here. And Kathy now has moderator status. Yes, feel free to introduce yourself so that everyone can think about going to your channel and subscribing. There's no reason not to use this opportunity while I am trying to get a date off this coin for you all to subscribe to each other and get to know each other. 1984. Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. $76. We don't have a date on the back side, so it's probably commemorative. We have the diadem. Ooh, this is that same 2002. 1952 to 2002, so that's the 50th anniversary of the Queen being crowned. And that one's in better shape. We don't have the grungy back, so that one's definitely going into the book. $74. This is a fairly recent one without a crown, a little bit on the grungy side. And that is 2008. Well, that is all I have for this week. Next week we will proceed. For those who are interested, the last 2 weeks, and you can always go back to the replay if you're interested, these are all the nickels from the 4.5 rolls that were extra. And here is what I managed to do with my nickel book from those 2 weeks. I was really hoping for a 1967 Canadian nickel that has a rabbit on it, or the low mintage 70, but as you can see, I got a lot of the book filled. Evil Arch Conservative has joined us. We had two heartbreakers today, 1967s, and both of them are nickel. And then these are all pre-1964, and we have a few of those, which is why I was hoping we'd end up with some silver dimes, which we might still do. But there's what I managed to get in these 22 to 64. And then amongst the nickels, I got a surprising 10-cent piece here from the Cayman Islands with this sea turtle on it. And a couple newer coins that were new enough that they didn't fit into the other nickel books. So we will cover how the books are going next week. Remember, you can also, as a moderator, you can click on a person's channel. If you are on a tablet or a phone, you can simply click on their name and the top option will be go to channel. If you are on the computer, there is 3 dots off to the right, and you can click on that, and the top option is go to channels. So that is all I have. Evil Arch Conservative is sitting at the bus stop in the snow. Hopefully there's a snow shelter there. I have the UPS man here. Hello. That one will be a bit lighter than normal because it's just an empty box.
Pleasant surprise there. Thanks. Have a good one.
You too. Well, take care, everyone. Go check out, if you are interested in U.S. state quarters or national parks, 507 Magnets is doing a search through U.S. quarters on Tuesday afternoons. It's 5 p.m. Eastern, which conflicts with Digging with Deej's normal live time, so that I end up with her live on my phone and his live on my tablet, but hey, that's all fun and games. And then there is my 300 subscriber giveaway. If you have not checked out that video, are interested in winning a 1,200 pound single-sided magnet, that giveaway is running through February 2nd. So take care, everyone, and we will see you soon. And Bud Files shows up just as I am ending. Bud Files is well worth checking out. They check out a lot of cemeteries in western South Dakota. So bye, everyone.